Hello, this is RADACAD from RADACAD. In this video, I'm going to show you a pattern for Power BI which works with task management in scenarios that you have tasks. Tasks has parents, and the parent task start and end date should be derived from the minimum start date of children and maximum start date of children. How this can be done in Power BI, let's check it out. Whenever you are doing this kind of analysis, it is important to be familiar with parent-child functions in Power BI. Those are functions that can parse a hierarchy through two fields. One of them is the item ID, another is the parent of that item. In this case, for example, you can see I have task 1 and there are two tasks that their parent is task 1. And for example, task 2, which is one of those, is a parent of some other task. So this can be a hierarchy of multiple levels. It needs to be parsed, it needs to be analyzed and see what is the length of that hierarchy, what items you have in each hierarchy. Each of these tasks has a start and end. So the idea is that if there's a task without start and end, like a parent task, we find the minimum task, define the minimum start date of a task children of that and the maximum end date of that, and consider that as a start and end. In order to do that, first you need to work with those parent-child functions in DAX, which one of them is actually a path function. So I have written a full blog article and explained that in a video how this works. But this path functions this path column you can see here is calculated really simply using functions in Power BI called path. All you need to pass to this is the task ID and the parent task ID. The rest is just a table name. So it gets the task ID and the parent task ID and it parses the whole hierarchy. And here you can see that actually, for example, here is an example of that. One is this task doesn't have any parent, so this is like a root task. But something like this, for example, this task is task number 9 and the parent of that is number 7. Or here 15, parent of that 14, parent of that 13, 11, 10, and the parent of that is 7. So this goes under the hierarchy of 7. It gives you all of that really simply. Now, if you want to get these separated each level so that you can use it as a hierarchy in your visualization, like a matrix visual or drill down scenarios and things like that, you can get each level separately using functions such as path item or path item reverse. Again, I explained that in another video. You can go and read about it, but they are quite simple to use. You just need to run through each of those levels one by one statically and create that. Now, I'm not really going to do that. My goal here is actually to achieve the start and end date for those parent tasks that they don't have it. Now, in order to do that, you first need to find out all the tasks that they have this parent task somewhere in their path. For example, if I'm looking at number 1 here, all I need to do is to look at all the records that their path somewhere has number 1, which would be basically like these few first tasks and this one. And this number 1 can be like anywhere. It's not just like the first item. Now, of course, you can use some functions to parse this text, but the good function we can use here is called path contains. Path contains is quite simple function to use, but very powerful. It actually checks a path and see if that path contains a specific value or element. In this case, this is the path, and it checks is that path has number 1 in it. And you see that this only returns true for those that actually, sorry about my drawing, that actually has this number 1 in it, which is these first few tasks and this one. So this is somehow giving you the ability to find out all subtasks or any task that has this as a children. Now, when you have that, then the rest would be quite simple. I have added a couple of columns here. These are calculated columns, not a measure. And their calculation is like this. So for each record, I get the task ID. I use the variable. You can do it without variable as well if you want to. I get the task ID, and then I filter this table for all records that their path contains this task ID of the current record, for example, record 1. And the start date is not blank because I'm going to fetch the minimum maximum start date. So that is one of the criteria I want to use. The critical point here is using all as a function, because if I don't do that, then what I would get is each row, and in each row the path contents will return true always, and would be one row, and if that row doesn't have a start and end date, there wouldn't be any point, right? All, make sure that you scan the entire table for every one of these values. Of course, this function, this expression can be a slope because it requires full scan of a table, but in order to do an analysis like this, you require full scan of a table anyway. So even if you do this using Power Query, using CT functions in SQL Server, any other methods, it would still perform a slope. The good news, however, is that this is only at the refresh time of your Power BI data set. As you can see, it is a calculated column, not a measure. So the report would be fast, would be instant. It is just the refresh time of your Power BI data set, which would be slower. So once I have that filtered data, then I get the minimum start date from there. And that would be used as the start range for me, similar to this for the end date, which I would get maximum of the end date. So as an example, if I want to look at one of these as an example, here you can see that all of those records that has number 7 somewhere in them. So the minimum and maximum should be, like in this case, the minimum should be 18th of March, which is calculated correctly. And the maximum here should be 29th of November. Apparently both happened in the same record, but they can be in different records as well. So that is how this calculation works. The path contains function is really powerful. You can use it also for rollable security, dynamic rollable security scenarios with organizational hierarchy, which I explained that again in another video. Go and check out all of these links down in the description below. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have weekly videos on Power BI. Thank you.